And we are live here on YouTube for the return to Chicagoland. I have no idea. I believe it's the EERO 400, if I remember how to pronounce the race name correctly. But we are here. We are ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day, and we are getting ready for this one. Alright, so welcome on in. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic rest of your day, and we are... They are currently at commercial break, but we are getting ready. It is NASCAR's first trip back to Chicagoland in years. As, the NASCAR Cup Series skipped Chicagoland as a part of condensing the schedule for 2020. And then proceeded to not return to the Speedway for years. In fact, a lot of people were talking about whether or not the land might get sold. And now, all of a sudden, NASCAR, partially due to the 250th anniversary of the United States, which everybody celebrated over this past weekend, the downtown street course in Chicago just was not a feasible option on July 4th weekend, so... that race got put on at least a 1-year hold, and we get the 1.5 mile oval at Chicagoland. And I am personally hoping that we see this race absolutely crush it on both ticket sales and TV numbers. That NASCAR has to bring this track back, because I would love to see more diversity on the schedule. And I think having a race at Chicagoland. Possibly having Chicagoland, I would hate to say this because Kansas puts on a great race, but maybe instead of one of the Kansas races, just trying to diversify your schedule a little bit rather than having 2 races at Kansas. Have 1 race at Kansas and replace one of them with the 1.5 mile here at Chicago. And that's assuming we're trying to find room for Chicagoland to coexist on the schedule at the same time as the Chicago street course, because obviously you can replace Chicago street course with Chicagoland like we're doing this year, but if we're trying to keep both of those events, something's gonna have to give. And I wouldn't be upset if we saw one of the tracks that has 2 dates again, especially another one in the Midwest. Iowa doesn't have 2 dates, so I would say probably Kansas would be the obvious one for a Midwest track that has 2 dates to potentially give one up to Chicagoland. I would have to look into ownership stats and see which company owns them. Because if that's owned by the same company, that makes that contract a whole lot easier. If it's not owned by the same company, that becomes a lot trickier to do. And obviously, this is a problem for future NASCAR, not present NASCAR, but it is packed there at Chicagoland. Supposedly another sellout, so that makes, I think, 7 straight sellouts for NASCAR, which is an insane statistic to have 7 straight sellouts on the NASCAR side of things. The fact that we're being able to sell out these massive stadium venues, it's really incredible, and I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I did get to attend one of those sellouts in the race at Pocono Raceway a couple weeks ago. But they've got the command. They got the countdown to the command. We got about 12 minutes left till the command to start the engines. Wow, Brazil got knocked out of the World Cup. Whoa, that's notable. A country that actually knows what soccer is and cares about what soccer is losing in the World Cup. Wow. All right, let's see World Cup bracket. Let's see how some of these other matches have gone. I know Paraguay lost to France last night after Morocco thrashed Canada yesterday afternoon. Tomorrow we've got Belgium versus USA and Portugal versus Spain. Norway beat Brazil today in a 2-1. And as of right now, the Mexican fans are still terrorizing the English crowd as their game is not for another 2 hours. As the Mexican fans have been trying to cause their opponents to have low sleep from just causing a ton of noise. Then Tuesday we have Switzerland versus Colombia and Argentina versus Egypt. So a couple of games I'll be keeping an eye on there. Definitely U.S. versus Belgium and yeah. Ironically, I think all three. Nope, one of them's a noon game. I was gonna say looks like all three night games I'm gonna be paying attention to. Hey, double how's going? Happy 4th as well. But yeah, so a couple of World Cup games I'm keeping an eye on. Obviously, go USA. The Mexico versus England stuff is kind of funny, and then yeah, keeping an eye on the Egypt stuff as well. The Egypt Argentina game as well, which is Tuesday at noon. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on those as we continue to progress through here. We got 24 people popping on in here. Welcome on in. Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic rest of your day. We are just chilling out here. Again, they're currently a commercial break. We are around about 10 minutes away from the command to start the engines. And yeah, once we get the command to start the engines, everything's going to be picking up pace really quick. But, if you guys have any specific questions or topics you guys want me to talk about during pre-race, let me know. But other than that, I guess I'll go with my pick to win the race. I think realistically, my heart my brain says that it should be Toyota, but I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott taking the win. That's my personal pick. I think Chase Elliott gets this one. I think on the podcast pick, who did I take? Because I believe Elliott was both Hamlin and Elliott were off the board when I picked, so I think I took Reddick. Okay, yeah, I took Tyler Reddick. So, yeah, Tyler Reddick's my podcast pick. He's coming from 13th place today, but again, my head says it's going to be a Toyota, but my heart says I think Chase Elliott gets it done. And I'm not the biggest Chase Elliott fan in the world, but just kind of that gut feeling tells me that hey, this is a track type that specifically the Hendrick Chevys tend to excel at compared to the JGR Toyotas. Although I say that, all 4 JGR Toyotas are in the top 7, and you've got Bubba Wallace joining them inside the top 10. AJ Allmendinger just outside the top 10. That's a pretty impressive batch, and as they're getting ready for pre-race ceremonies, yeah, like the national anthem, and we will be getting ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic time today. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. Happy 4th to everybody who celebrates here in America. And if you guys are not American, well, happy whenever your country got your Independence Day. But all things considered, we are getting ready for an amazing race here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Haven't seen this track in years. Should be a fantastic showing. Alright, so there we go. We're just relaxing, getting ready for this one. So you're taking Denny, all right. Again, I would not be shocked to see Denny get the win today. So 300 Chevys though in the top 10. That is not bad. 3 out of 4 Hendrick Chevys up there. Where did Bowman qualify? That's a good question. We'll also talk about some of the breaking news from this past week as well. Oh, I say breaking news, more like breaking rumors. Again, more people asking Bowman questions about his future. Bowman qualified 12th. Okay. So all 4 Hendrick Chevys inside the top 12. That's not bad. Unfortunately, Michael McDowell is going to have to serve a pass-through penalty for failing tech inspection here. All the way, he'll start 38th, and he'll have to take a pass-through penalty on the first green flag lap. So, they're doing so they're finishing up the national anthem as of right now, and we are getting ready to go racing here. They're going to do one more commercial break. We'll come back and start up the engines once the drivers strap their helmets on, because obviously they have their helmets off for the anthem. But for the first time in weeks, we have a brand new points leader, and Denny Hamlin holds a 1-point lead over Tyler Reddick for the overall points championship, which, given the fact that we just went through Hamlin's probably 2 worst tracks remaining on the NASCAR circuit, I am certainly not I would not be upset if I'm a Denny Hamlin fan to only have a 1-point lead coming out of this, considering you were on a 3 oval race win streak prior to the 2 road courses. So, major credit to Denny Hamlin there. Tyler Reddick really needed to try and have a solid 2 road course races to hang on to that points lead and try and extend it, build himself up a gap, and ultimately I think it was the flat tire at Naval Base Coronado that led to Tyler Reddick eventually losing the points lead and really kind of losing out on a lot of his run to the regular season championship. Again, finishing second in the regular season championship does not mean that he can't win the overall points title. Just means he's gonna have. There's a good chance he'll have a harder trip through it, especially the kind of Terminator level run Denny Hamlin's on, where he is just obliterating everything. Some of the other battles for points positions, you have Kyle Larson only 18 points short of Ty Gibbs right now. Ty Gibbs was able to earn max stage points a week ago at Sonoma as he stayed out to win both stages. So he was able to pull a bit of gap there on Kyle Larson at Sonoma. Then you've got Chris Buescher and Carson Hocevar are actually only separated by about 9 points, separating them for 7th and 8th place on the grid, which, again, that's another just really impressive run there. The fact that Hocevar and Suarez are both in the top 10 in points is really impressive. It's been a great year for them. And SVG, after the win at Sonoma, was able to sneak himself back into the chase picture, but with no more road courses on the season, can SVG maintain his gap above the cut line? I'm not so sure. We're going to have to really see a notable improvement on the ovals down the stretch here between, and I think especially the short ovals, because we have 4 short ovals remaining. We have North Wilkesboro 2 weeks from now. We've got, and then after we get the Indianapolis race and a week off for NASCAR, after those 2 events, then we have 3 back-to-back-to-back, Iowa, Richmond, and New Hampshire. All 3 short ovals, all 3 going to be very important for anybody's positioning in the playoffs, but especially for SVG to maintain his spot in the playoffs as guys like Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano just outside that cut line. Joey Logano and the Penske boys have been really good at the short, flat tracks in recent years, especially with Ryan Blaney, but Joey Logano is certainly not opposed to being fast at the flat short tracks. Did you shoot off fireworks last night? No, I did not, but I was able to hear some. I was waiting on the NASCAR O'Reilly rain delay. I wasn't ending up streaming the race because me and my parents, we sat down, we watched some TV, and then it was getting late. I also had a Pokemon tournament this morning, so I was hoping that the race was going to get in at a reasonable hour. It did not, and I did not get a whole lot of sleep last night, but I was able to hear and see some fireworks from my from the living room window, but I didn't go to any of the fireworks displays. I did go up to Unity Raceway, which If any of you guys follow me on either Twitter or Facebook, I posted a couple of clips of it, and I have some more clips I'm going to try and edit together. But yeah, we'll be getting those together. I'm also going to be up there for Sprint Car Weekend next week, Saturday and Friday and Saturday. I'm bringing a former coworker of mine. We're both going to head out to the track and hang out together. We'll probably try and film some as well from that, but all things considered, looking forward to seeing the Scone Sprint cars at the local dirt track this upcoming week at a beautiful sunny day at Chicagoland Speedway. No rain in sight today, and it is a beautiful 4th of July weekend here. Denny Hamlin on the pole position, Kyle Larson getting strapped in and set up here as they've got the Grand Marshals ready to deliver the most famous words. So there we go. Drivers, start your engines, and we are good to go here. So some other notable names outside the playoffs as of right now. You've got Ross Chastain, who has been noticeably off the entire season. Obviously, as we mentioned, Logano just outside as well. Honestly, the only other name that really surprises me being on the outside right now is Alex Bowman being all the way down in 29th. But obviously, when you factor in that he was out with illness earlier this year with his vertigo diagnosis, 29th is not really all that surprising, and he actually put on a great performance to run all the way back up the grid here to the point where he's in 29th place currently. And I would not be shocked to see him potentially put a scare on for the playoffs. I don't think he'll get there, but I think he could be knocking on the door of the top 20, I think. At his current pace. McDowell and Allmendinger have both been a lot better than people expected. Eric Jones, over the last month or so, has been a lot better than people expected, and he's now knocking on the door of the playoffs. Or the chase. So there we go. They are going to one more commercial break before we get this thing rocking and rolling. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic time here. But yeah, we are just getting ready here. Got my Jonathan Taylor jersey on today. I didn't have a specific NASCAR shirt picked out, and I was going to a Pokemon thing, so I was like, yeah, let's go with a football jersey for whatever reason. So we got my good old Jonathan Taylor jersey ready to go, and yeah, we should be seeing cars on track here shortly. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, yeah, we're just chilling out here waiting for this one to get going. Let me know who some of your guys' picks for the win are. I would love to hear them. See if we agree, see where we might disagree. Maybe I can convince you of get some more people on the Chase Elliott is going to win this thing bandwagon. Although I don't think Elliott needs more bandwagon fans, given the fact that he has so many of them. But as I do think Chase Elliott is the most likely one. Can't wait for football season. Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm hoping the Colts can look as good as we did to start the year last year, but I'm also acutely aware that was a very much an outlier start. But yeah, if the Colts can look half as good as they did to start the season last year, I will be absolutely hyped. Especially if we can get close to winning our division again. But again, a lot of people I'm hearing are talking about us as the 4th best team in our division. I don't really agree, but as I say, we won't know until we see it. But yeah, of course, a lot of people in my area are really excited about football season because they've got Drake May on their on the local football team. As I do live in the Northeast. But yeah, we are chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time today. All right, here we go. We're back from commercial break. We're ready to go back racing here. Again, Chicagoland Speedway. We got cars rolling on the track here. Hamlin and Larson, row one. But yeah. Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher, the RFK teammates in row two. Great showing for considering the fact that I'm not typically very high on the Fords at this track. Really cool to see that. Then we got Ty Gibbs and Chris Buescher, or sorry, not Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell in row number 3. Row 4, we got Briscoe and Bubba Wallace. Row 5 will be the Hendrick teammates of Elliott and Byron. Row 6 is where we find AJ Allmendinger and the fourth Hendrick driver, Alex Bowman, who sounds confident in his ability to return next year, which, again, I think is a very good thing. And as I've said to a lot of people, if you've ever asked me the question of should Hendrick replace Bowman, my answer is almost always the same. In order to insist that we need to replace Bowman, you got to name me a driver who's better and available. As of right now, I don't think there's a driver that's both available and better than Alex Bowman is right now. If you come to me at the end of the season, maybe my tune might change on Corey Day, but I think Corey Day does need at least one more year in O'Reilly to kind of develop before he's ready, and I think that would be a natural progression, but again, it'll come down to how Bowman looks next year as well. Row 7, we got Tyler Reddick and Blaney. Hocevar and Zane Smith. Zane Smith having a really good qualifying run all the way up in the 8th row. Then you got John Hunter Nemechek and Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst, the fastest car in practice on Friday. That was a bit of a surprise. One, that we got practice in with how rainy it was, and two, that he led it. Ross Chastain and Ryan Preece will round out your first 10 rows. Then we got Zilich and Eric Jones. Connor Zilich, the rookie sensation, finally got his first top 10 of his career 1 week ago at Sonoma. Austin Cindric and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 2 plate experts, will be sharing row number 12 here. All right, so there we go. We got ourselves a pretty good, field here. They're talking about, Reddick's 1.5 finishes this year. His worst being 13th at Vegas. Besides that, he's gotten 4th, and 1st in his 3 other 1.5 mile track starts this year. I think it just goes to show Tyler Reddick is really good. And this year he looks pretty close. He's looked pretty close to unstoppable, but then that flat tire at Coronado really between that and the 3-race win streak Hamlin went on, reeling him back in. Getting back to the row by row, we've got Austin Dillon and Daniel Suarez coming out in row number 13. Row 14, the other Dillon brother will be sharing a row with Corey Heim, another rookie sensation who recently picked up his first win at Naval Base Coronado. Gilliland and SVG, row 15. Row 16, we've got Logano and Gregson, a pair of Ford drivers in row 16. Row 17, you got former teammates Cole Custer and Josh Berry, formerly at Stewart-Haas together. And then there it is, row 19, Cody Ware and Michael McDowell. God, man, I hate to see Michael McDowell dropped all the way to the rear and then a green flag pass-through penalty on pit road. Hopefully he can get himself a caution flag pretty quick so he can go ahead and get this one going. But yeah, they're talking about Joey Logano. These guys' worst average finish of his NASCAR career, aside from his rookie season in 2009, where he and that 20 team could not get anything going. Oh, and they're talking about the in-season challenge bracket. So again, we've got Bowman versus Cindric, Gilliland versus Hocevar. I feel like those are two pretty easy matchups. Briscoe and Gibbs is going to be an interesting one. And then we got Byron and Larson. That's another interesting one on the in-season challenge. So yeah, Briscoe versus Gibbs starting 5th and 7th. Those two are going to be battling probably most of the afternoon, assuming they both keep the fenders all on it. Then we got, again, Byron and Larson, as they're talking about right now, starting 2nd and 10th. Both are in the top 10. Pair of corporate teammates, but ultimately only one of them can advance towards that $1 million bonus. As the lights have gone off on the pace car, we will be back to racing. We will be getting racing here shortly. 10 sets of tires on the available for the teams today. So we'll try and keep track of the sets of tires that they use. We can go about 65 to 70 laps on a set of tire or on a fuel window. So I'm really curious to see what the track ends up doing as we get through this first lap or two. Once we start getting actual racing going. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? So, again, we got ourselves a pretty good race ahead of us. Again, Chicagoland Speedway, no one's really seen this track in a while. I'm curious to see how the tires will handle it. But other than that, we should be seeing pit stops in all 3 segments of the race as we get ready to go green flag racing here. And there we go. We got Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Buescher, Kozlowski all lined up, ready to go here in 2x2 formation here. I'd say Larson getting one last pep talk from his pit crew here. And here we go. Again, lights are off on the pace car. We're going to see them pulling to pit road here as we get ready to go. Green, green, green. Green flag will be out. I guess I was a little premature on that. Okay, here we go. Pace car dives for cover. Field in the hands of Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson as we go. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing here at Chicagoland. Welcome on in. Sick haircut. Thank you. We did have it last week, but thank you for that. I don't know if you might have been busy last week, but yep, here we go. Denny Hamlin fires it down into turn 1. Again, a track we have not seen in 7 years. We got, a bit of a stack up here in the back. Spin! 2 cars around in the back of the field. It's the 60 of Ryan Preece around, and somebody else did not get to see the car number. Connor Zilic continues the rookie season. Man, rookie season of nightmares here for Connor Zilic. Man, the 1 week after he finally broke his top 10 list streak, where he hadn't gotten a top 10, Connor Zilic is out on lap 1. And now it looks like he may be stranded here with a flat tire. AMR safety team already on the spot. They got a tow truck out there. They're gonna see, 1, if he needs assistance getting back to the pits, and 2, if he needs any assistance in the race car, if he's just gonna climb out. He does have the window net down, signaling to the safety drivers that he is okay. But we will have to wait and see what on earth happened here. There was a lot of stack ups going on here. So Preece kind of in a middle lane, not really in a lane of any kind. And then, just cars in front of him stacked up into the fence and just nowhere to go for the 60 car. Yeah, no worries. You're not the only person who is just now noticing the haircut a week and a half later. Got some coworkers who somehow didn't notice either. And it's like, how do you not notice when you've been at work for the entire last week? But no worries. I totally get it. In fact, actually, I will be missing a week of racing as well, as I've got tickets to a concert on the same night that the North Wilkesboro race is on. So I will be missing North Wilkesboro, unfortunately. But as I say, every other Cup race of the season, we should be able to be here for. Howdy, the goat. As I say, we're currently under the first caution flag of the of the afternoon as Ryan Priest just gets has a car check up right in front of him with other cars coming right behind him. Just ends up being sandwiched. Nothing he could have really done overly better there, and just gets spun around. Both he and Connor Zilic got spun around. We'll have to wait and see. It looks like they have officially hoisted Zilic's car onto the tow truck. I don't know if Zilic is still inside. It looks like he is not. No, Connor Zilic is not in the car, so makes sense that even if he's going to continue to drive, that he would get out for the tow truck ride. But yeah, so Connor Zilic is out of the car, safe and sound. And it looks like they're going to tow both the 60 and the 88 back to the pit areas. So, yeah, we got ourselves going down to the pit area here. Waving out the window. Are they waving to Priest? Is he in his vehicle? Again, that would seem very strange. Oh, the window net looks like it's still up on Ryan Priest's car. I think Ryan Priest might still be in there. So Ryan Priest possibly gonna try and just race it out after the early accident here. Poor Zilic. Yep, again, very poor Zilic. He has had a very miserable rookie season. Kind of reminds me of, honestly, William Byron's rookie season, if you guys remember that one. Where William Byron, no matter how good he was, just could not seem to get anything going quite right that week. I'm going to grab some water and we'll be right back. I forgot to have water ready. So I'm going to just run a quick ad break and we'll be right back, guys. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. Was grabbing some water real quick so that we can stay hydrated throughout the race, especially with this heat wave going on. Hey, Trevor, how's it going? Yeah. It was actually a lap 1 wreck by, where Ryan Preece got sandwiched between a car that smacked the fence and a car that was right on his tail. So, there we go. But, yeah, we got, Preece and, Zilic both kind of got caught up in that one. Zilic, it looked like, had a lot more damage. Might be out of the race. We'll have to wait and see for sure. It does look like Ryan Preece is making an attempt to rejoin the field, so we should be seeing that one. But, yep. Every lap so far has been completed under a yellow flag. Lights are off in the pace car. Everybody's doubled up. We should be ready to go back racing here shortly. So, Hamlin, Larson, Brad Keselowski, I believe we are right back to the same initial starting lineup, except for Briscoe and Gibbs both dropped back quite a bit, as Byron actually made a pretty big charge in the first half lap. As we go green flags out, we are back to racing. And here we go again, Larson and Hamlin, two of the best drivers in the field. The two guys who were battling out for the championship 1 year ago, door to door, down into turn 1 here. Looks like Larson on that outside might have the advantage here. And yeah, it does look like it. The outside line here providing an advantage here for Kyle Larson. Meanwhile, Chris Buescher also moves up into the second place as he also riding the high line. And a lot of moving in and around this pack. A lot of moving. Brad Keselowski getting shuffled left, right, and center here. Meanwhile, you got what looks like Carson Hocevar looking to the bottom, trying to make a fourth lane available there at the very bottom of the racetrack. Again, these drivers going every which way, and here comes Michael McDowell to serve the pit stop at the pass-through penalty as the caution flag came out before he got it back around to the start-finish line, so he was not able to serve this penalty during the first lap. So, officially, Connor Zilic is off the racetrack, and Ryan Preece is 4 laps down. But Preece is still in the race. Zilic, for all intents and purposes, is probably out of any shot to contend for the win at the very least. All right, so there we go. We got Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott up into the top 10. A couple of drivers knocking on that door, though, to try and take that one away from them. Bubba Wallace and Byron battling out for that spot inside the top 5 as 5th place is up for grabs here. Byron versus Bubba, door to door, wheel to wheel. All right, so here we go. Bubba Wallace on the very bottom of the racetrack. William Byron all the way up against the wall, and Bubba Wallace able to clear Byron here for the spot. And it looks like here comes Reddick up to the inside here. Reddick trying to make a run for the up the inside. There we go. Hope Elliott has a good day if possible. Get up there and win it as long as Hamlin doesn't get it. Yeah. Well, my pick for race picks is Tyler Reddick, but my actual pick for the win, I think there's a good chance Chase Elliott gets up there and gets it. So, we'll have to wait and see. Kyle Larson looking very strong in Chicago here. But again, right now, Chris Buescher hanging on to a very entertaining race car here. Buescher all the way up to second. Hamlin has dropped to third. Bell, Bubba Wallace, Reddick. You've got a bunch of Toyotas filling out that top 10 here. And even Briscoe has knocked his way back up into the top 10 here. Did not see who he bumped out. Looks like Hocevar might have been the one bumped out. So, again, you got a lot of movement in and around this top 10, though. It'll be something to keep an eye on for sure. Ty Gibbs has fallen out of the top 10 at the moment. Meanwhile, it looks like, Riley Herbst's been on the move a little bit. He's up to 14th place. After a somewhat subpar starting position, despite the fact that he led the series during practice laps. Although, who's really going to go full out in practice versus waiting? And Connor Zilic has officially been ruled out for the race. So, he will, no matter what, we should not say, I don't think we'll see him on track at all the remainder of the day now that they've officially marked him as out. Not that he was going to be overly competitive for the win anyway, for 13, 14 laps down here, but It's always something to keep an eye on in case a driver manages to get back out there. Might not win the race, but as we saw back in 2015 with Matt Kenseth, they can certainly affect the outcome. Although I don't think there's anyone nearly worthwhile for Zillow to be coming out looking to get revenge on. Who's going to revenge? Ryan Preece, who got stacked up. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I would love to hear some of your guys' predictions for how you guys think this race is going to go. Currently 15 laps in, and here comes Denny Hamlin right back to the inside of Chris Buescher. Going to try and see if he can mount a bit of a comeback here to pass Buescher. Gets up the inside of Chris Buescher here. And say that outside line, though, on corner exit is so crucial. It's going to take, yeah, there we go. Drives it in deep, and there goes Denny Hamlin sliding right up in front of Chris Buescher. And now Denny Hamlin sets his sights on race leader Kyle Larson. So Kyle Larson out in front of this field. Denny Hamlin, though, closing in on him, only 0.3 of a second behind. And Christopher Bell trying to make this a 4-car battle for the lead as he has caught the back bumper of Chris Buescher and is starting to put the pressure on Chris Buescher to get closer to those two leaders here. And I'll say Chris Buescher, the second best average finish on 1.5-mile tracks, only behind Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick, which I'll say that is an impressive statistic for him. So as of right now, Denny Hamlin set to earn just enough points to put himself about 5 points ahead of Reddick if the race were to end right now. But yeah, we got ourselves a really good race going here, everything considered. Again, Denny Hamlin in second place, running down Kyle Larson here. All right, here we go. So yeah, Hamlin. Oh, Hamlin clears Kyle Larson coming to the line. Denny Hamlin to the top of the board there. So Denny Hamlin clears Larson here for the lead of the race after Larson got out front for 12 laps there. Denny Hamlin retakes the lead, and now he's starting to gap Kyle Larson. Holy moly! Denny Hamlin gets clear of Kyle Larson and sets sail off clear into the distance. It's a 0.7 of a second lead is the official mark. It looks like it could be double that in a lap or two. And say Denny Hamlin really trying to set sail and just trying to leave the field in the dust. Meanwhile, again, a lot of those Toyota teammates of his are still stuck 4th, 5th, 6th. None of them have been able to get past Buescher or the rest of them, but Denny Hamlin gets clear into the front of the field, and he is going to take off running. Oh, man. Get some circulation going. Let me know if this is picked up too loud on the camera. I just need to try and get some airflow going. Because it is warm here, and especially the more I'm talking, the more I'm heating the room up with the motion. But here we go. We're at a side-by-side commercial break. We got AJ Allmendinger looking at the outside of Alex Bowman here, dueling it out for what looks like 16th. Again, let me know if the volume of the fan is too much. If so, I can try and turn it off or muffle the sound in some way. But Other than that, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is doing all right. I'm actually gonna look at the audio volume myself. Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't look like the camera's picking it. It doesn't look like the mic's picking it up at all. Great, beautiful. Alright, so there we go. We got that all taken care of. We are chilling here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic time. Here comes Christopher Bell to the inside of Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher trying to hold steady on the outside on corner exit. It looks like that outside line still has preference. It's going to come down to Chris Buescher. Christopher Bell is going to try and dive up the inside here, see if he can clear Chris Buescher with a slide job style move. And they cut to the in-car camera of Joey Logano to advertise the in-car cam. While there is an active pass for third. Sorry. A little bit annoyed by that one, NASCAR. Come on. There is an active pass for third place. Christopher Bell does get it, but you couldn't have let us see the full pass? Come on. I want to see that slide job. Slide job! Especially at the track where the slide job term was coined. I mean, come on. Alright, yeah, we got ourselves a really good race going here. Man, it's 7 o'clock already. Wow, it is. The time has been flying today. First off, I was really surprised by how quickly the time of the tournament went, because it did not feel like it took nearly as long as it did, but... there we go. Alright, let's see, what do we got here? We got, Buescher trying to slide up in front of... Buescher trying to hold off Bubba Wallace as best he can. He's got Bubba Wallace and soon to be Tyler Reddick pounding on his back bumper here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, again, Buescher doing everything he can to try and hold off these Toyotas. But as I kind of expected coming into the race, it just seems like the Fords are a little bit off the Toyotas and the Hendrick Chevys here. So as I said, the Fords as a whole, again, Ryan Blaney's kind of always been that one exception to the rule. Buescher hasn't been bad at these kinds of low grip, older racing surfaces, but it's just not nearly as good as the Toyotas are. Speaking of the Toyotas, Christopher Bell's catching the back bumper of Kyle Larson here for the second position. Once he gets by there, he can start to look to try and run down his teammate for the lead. Alright, so here we go again. They're showing Denny Hamlin here. He is looking to set sail for the lead. Like, there is no semblance of not going for it here. And so you can easily make it from here on fuel if you wanted to pit, try and split up the stage, come to pit road a little bit earlier, get on fresher tires sooner, but you definitely would pay for it on the long run, depending on how well your testing went in practice. Did you do a 50-plus lap run? Did you try to see if you could go 60 to 70 laps on a tank of fuel? Alright, so there you go again. Bubba looking at the inside on Buescher, and Zane Smith is slow, and we got ourselves a caution. Caution, caution. Yellow flag is out here. Yeah, we got ourselves a caution flag here. Alright, there we go. But yeah, we are still chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Just went and turned off the fan because it seemed like people were leaving out over the fan. Possibly, or just leaving over the fact that I was getting tired, but... Oh! Zane Smith spun Hocevar sideways. Yeah, Zane Smith got into the 77 and just sent him around. Not sure what the 77 could have done to elicit that. Sorry, was that the other way around? Was the 77 the one that wrongly, let's see. Yeah, no, that looks like the 77. Yeah, 77 looks like the one that got spun. Alright, here we go. Right on board with an independent third party. Oh, yeah, Zane Smith just took him out. Not sure what the 77 could have possibly done that would have caused that. Knowing that it's Carson Hocevar, there's a good chance something was done that could have caused that, but I just don't know what it is. So, caution flag is out here with 34 laps in. Do we see everybody come to pit road here, or do we see people wait? Looks like, no, this is going to be the time everybody's coming to pit road. Everybody. Alright, so every last person coming down pit road. Alright, here we go. Pit stops are underway. Let's go. Alright, Larson with a 9.4 second pit stop. That one is flying. Christopher Bell at 9.6. Chris Buescher a little bit slower in 8.8. Sorry, at 10.8. Looks like Denny Hamlin going to hold the lead off of pit road as he gets out of there, but only by a little bit. And say Larson almost got him there. Byron up 3 spots. Buescher dropping 1. Briscoe up 3 spots. Bubba Wallace and Ty Gibb. Bubba Wallace is looking like he gained some spots. Not sure. Didn't get a good enough view to see if that was Ty Gibbs as the other one or not. But there were 2 of them that lost some spots there inside the top 5. Alright, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic time here. So 35 laps to go. 35 laps in. About 45 to go. There we go. Alright, I'm going to run and use the bathroom and we will be right back, guys. a little bit late on the restart. Here we go. We're back. Green, green, green. Green flags out, and Larson jumps back out ahead. Seems like Denny Hamlin is a really good really good long run car, but his short run game is awful. He's gonna need to get that better if he wants to contend on the late race restarts potentially. All right, we're here. Sorry about the being late getting back, guys. But we're here. We are ready for this one. Welcome on in. And again, right now we got we got Carson Hocevar 3 wide on the outside, making a big move down in front of Ross Chastain. Yeah, but yeah, Denny Hamlin definitely seems like he is just he is very much a long run car. The longer this run goes, I think we're gonna see Denny Hamlin kind of pick that speed right back up once we get like 12, 13, 14 laps into this run. Similar to that last time. I mean, 12 laps in, Larson had led 12 laps, and suddenly Denny Hamlin was powering right back by him. We'll have to wait and see how that goes for the rest of the Toyotas inside the top 10, because there are a lot of them. But right now, Larson and Byron out in front of the field. And let's see, here comes Reddick up the inside. All right, let's see how my fantasy team is doing. Reddick Reddick has Briscoe all over his rear bumper, looking for spot number 6. But again, that one could very well just be a waiting game, since the two of them are corporate teammates. They could kind of work together, work their way through the field together. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Again, right now we got ourselves. Again, Larson Byron out in front of the field is a pretty impressive feat, but again, once as they were starting to hit lap 10, lap 12 on this run of where Larson's had the lead, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Once Larson hits 24 laps led, we're gonna have to see where and how fast Hamlin is starting to roll, but there we go. Again, Tyler Reddick running very well up inside the top 6, but as of right now, it would not be enough to get the lead back, as he needs to be ahead of Hamlin at the very least. The easiest way for Hamlin not to be the points leader anymore would be for Reddick to just drive up here and win the race. But obviously, that is not the easiest. That is a lot easier said than done. So we'll have to wait and see if Reddick can figure out how to find that kind of speed to just run up there and take the lead and not look back. But as of right now, though, we got ourselves a pretty good race going. We're halfway through stage number 1. Alright, here we go. So we got Carson Hocevar, his intermediate finishes have kind of been a little all over the place with the 1.5 milers at least. Oh, and spin and crash at Austin Hill. Austin Hill goes around, and that's going to really help the Hendrick Chevys if they can get a caution flag on a restart here. Keep it a short run. Say, Kyle Larson and Byron better be sending Austin Hill a thank you card for that. Because, this crash right here, that's going to really help the Hendrick duo. And there's Richard Childress up on top of the RCR number 3's hauler. And might be getting on the radio to his team, just trying to figure out, hey, what are our plans? What do we want to do? But there we go. All right, 33 car makes it back to pit road. Looks like they are going to try and fix it here, but man, that is a lot of damage there on that back end that they're gonna have to try and bend and make fit back into the way it used to. This is not a pop and stretch cartoon. I don't think they can just bop it a couple times with a hammer and expect it to be all good again. So we'll have to wait and see on this one. But again, caution flag tends to appear like it favors the Chevys in the short run. Oh wow, there's a line out the. That's a photo from that's a video clip from 3 hours ago. But there was a line out the track facilities. Of people trying to get into the race. It is as a traffic around these tracks can definitely be very hit or miss depending on the venue. Here comes Denny Hamlin into his pit stop, and we got ourselves a 9.3 for Larson, a 10.2 for Bubba Wallace. Let's see, can Denny Hamlin jump the lead on a quick pit stop? It looks like no. Reddick with 2 tires, Briscoe 2 tires, Bell 2 tires, Gibbs 2 tires, Kozlowski 2 tires. Byron Larson, the first 2 on 4 tires, both losing spots. Nemechek, Suarez, both on 2 tires, gaining spots. Bubba Wallace, one of the third driver on 4 tires, and he will round out your top 10 restarters here. So a lot of these Toyotas that really were struggling to get by and stay close there end up making moves like that. And the number 20 car ends up punting the 34 on a entrance to pit road. As they being told clear, and then Gilliland being right there to, as you go to exit, and now Gilliland's trying to get his car. Had to take some extra time to get his car into the pits, and then they had to service it backwards, which is not exactly ideal if you're a NASCAR driver. You don't want to have to back your car into the pit box and then get serviced facing the wrong direction. So we're still under caution flag and a commercial break, so you guys are not missing a thing here as we are getting ready for the race to resume. Alright, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. How's everybody's day going? Hopefully everybody's having a good day. We kind of talked about a lot of the stuff going on here. And I'm curious to see how the 2 tires are going to fire off. We do have some drivers who stayed out on no tires here. It's like the front 5, 6 drivers have stayed out up to this point. Then we got Reddick on down through the 11th spot that are on 2 tires. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening here, but it's going to be very much a wait and see type of game as opposed to oh, yep, here we go. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic 4th of July weekend here. All right, here we go. Just pulling up some. All right, here we go. They're showing some highlights from SVG at the last couple of races. Yeah, him getting taken out at Coronado, which led to him being in the points position he's in. If he could have won Coronado, I think we would have been in time about. SVG just killed Austin Hill. That's what happened to cause us to be under this current caution. Right, looks like Ailey's coming to pit road, so it's going to be the front 5 on no tires. Then we got 6 through 10 on 2 tires. Then we got Byron Larson on 4 tires. Nemechek on 2. Which, again, the fact that we've already got some teams that have used up, like Byron and Larson having used up 2 sets of tires already in just the first stage alone is a little concerning. Especially if we start getting some a rash of cautions late in the race. All right, well, here we go. They're showing the Denny Hamlin pit stop here. And I'd say nice quick pit stop it looks like for Denny. We're going to have to wait and see. And yeah, no, they got it all going. Just a matter of all those 2 tires that he's now shuffled back a few extra spots. Currently 21st on the racetrack for Denny Hamlin. All right, here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. Austin Cindric and Riley Herbst lead the field to green. And again, this field of race cars currently on no tires at the front of them, 4 tires further on back, and everybody wants to make up a scene. All right, here we go. All right, so green flag is out. Logano actually dueling it out with Cindric to try and take the lead. It looks like it's going to be Logano actually at the line over Cindric. Joey Logano got to the line ahead of Cindric here, not by much. And right now Cindric leads going into. All right, so there we go. Cindric back out to the front here. Riley Herb's doing everything he can to try and hang on to this track position here. Briscoe, Logano up into the top few as well. Again, some of these 2 tire options trying to make it work here. The 4 tire option. All right, here we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. William Byron making an absolute charge to the front of the field here, just cruising on the bottom lane. As they picking him up and putting him down here just as quickly. Oh, man, again, we're just chilling out here. Cindric, Bell, Briscoe at the front of the field. Again, a lot of different tire strategies. Curious to see how they end up working in the long run here. 23 to go in the stage. 23 laps to go in the stage number 1. All right, here we go again. Bell is a Byron and Larson both being up here despite taking 4 tires is a little concerning for all involved. As one would have hoped that the the slow traffic could have held Byron and or Larson up at least a little bit. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin's still back in the mid-teens here. All right, so far though, Denny Hamlin trying everything he can to try and make up some of this ground that he lost in the pits here. I say Denny Hamlin's still in a good spot on the in-season challenge as his weekly opponent is Eric Jones. And Eric Jones currently holds 21st place. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as we go further and further into this race. Ryan Preece manages to get back 2 of his laps based on the caution flags. All right, man. Again, we're just chilling out here. Oh, man. All right, so we got Cindric. It's like Briscoe. Bell though losing a spot here to Byron as William Byron has cracked the top 3, and again those 4 tires are coming like with a head of steam here. Oh man. All right, here we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. All right, let's see. Is the 11 car Denny Hamlin continuing to try and dice up this battle for the lead? And as of right now, it's a 6-point battle on the cut line here. Preece currently out as it currently stands. Eric Jones would sneak above the cut line if things were end the race the way they are. Man, again, we're just chilling out here. Buescher's having a good run here, trying to run his way back up through the top 10 here. He's up to 8th place as of right now. Going to be looking to try and get by Riley Herbst here in the near future. And here comes Byron making a pass on Briscoe. With Byron up to 2nd place, Briscoe down to 3rd. Oh, man. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Yeah, this battle of the stage has been pretty good, all things considered. Let's go ahead and skip around to ads here, and let's lock into the end of the stage here. We got like 15 to go, 15 laps to go here. Larson making his way by Briscoe here, trying to make his way up into 3rd place. Man. All right, so here we go. We got guys moving forward. The guys on 2 tires or the guys on no tires. They're all starting to drift back at different paces, and right now it's all coming down to how fast these guys make their moves through the field. Oh, man. Again, this battle for stage one is going to be fun to watch here as people try and hang on to, as Cindric's going to try as best he can to hang on to this lead. You know, you got Bubba Wallace giving up a spot to Christian Bell. Not Christian Bell, Christopher Bell. Wow. Man. Yeah, that O'Reilly race went really late last night. Here we go, Cindric on the outside. Here comes Byron on the inside, looking to try and. Alright, so they go to commercial break. They go to a full screen commercial break while we're green flag racing with 10 to go. You kidding me? Oh, man. A full screen commercial break with 10 laps to go in a stage. Alright, so Larson and Byron both get clear of Cindric for the lead. Everybody else is still hanging on tight here. Hamlin's up to 11th, though. He's up about 10 spots from the restart. It's just a matter of. Oh, man. Alright, we're back from commercial break here. Alright. Again, Larson and Byron both up in front of Cindric here. You got Cindric, Briscoe still hanging on to some of those Cindric, Riley Hurt, some of the only drivers still in the top 10 from that stage strategy of staying out for track position. I was good Indy race in Mid Ohio. I heard that. I didn't obviously get to watch any of it as I was busy with a Pokemon tournament, but yeah, I've heard it was a pretty good race. Pato Award got his first win of the NTT IndyCar Series win. Question is whether or not it'll be enough for a championship run, which we'll have to wait and see here. 8 laps to go. Larson is knocking on the back bumper of Byron for that stage win. I think Larson wants it. The question is Byron going to be willing to give up that stage? Alright, here we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic day today. As Byron looking like he might actually be gapping Larson a little bit here over the last couple laps. Byron's been very consistent at the 1.5 tracks. Alright, Denny Hamlin working his way through the field of cars as best he can. Currently sat in the 11th place. Knocking on the back bumper, Tyler Reddick, who's currently in 11th place. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Tyler Reddick drops outside the top 10 here. 5 laps to go on the stage, fighting for every last point he can. Alright, here we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Larson Byron out in front of the field. Bubba Wallace is overtaking Cindric for that third position, as Cindric's old tires are definitely not going to help him, even against the 2 tires. All right, here we go. 4 laps to go. 4 to go here at Chicagoland Speedway. The return to Chicagoland has so far brought some old school Hendrick Motorsports domination, along with some new school with all the Toyotas at the front of the field. Toyota being the most recent brand to join the NASCAR Cup Series. We'll have to wait and see if in 2026, if anyone all right, here we go. 2 laps to go. All right. There's a William Byron out ahead of Kyle Larson. Looks like he's going to try and hang on to this lead through the checkered flag, which means Kyle Larson will get 6 points. And again, right now, Riley Herbst looking out the front windshield. He's got to look at. Alright. Here we go. Last lap of the stage, and it is the 24 William Byron out to a massive lead here. Denny Hamlin knocking on the back door of Riley Herbst. Gonna see if he can get by to here, but. Alright, here we go. Caution flag is out for the end of the stage. Byron wins stage 1. Larson, Wallace, Cindric hangs on for some stage points. Hey, good job, Cindric. That no tire call paid off for him. And Briscoe running out your top 5. Buscher, Herbst, Denny Hamlin, Gibbs, and Reddick the top 10. And yet, coming across the line, there was a little bit of a tight one there. But yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, they're going to a commercial break. It looks like we're going to go ahead and take a break as well. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. All right, we are here. We're ready for this one. All right, stage 2, onward. 85 laps in stage 2. All right, we actually didn't burn too many caution laps in that first stage. I mean, only there's a 5 laps per caution. That's actually not a bad caution to average. We just hope we don't get 35 of them. We are guaranteed at least one more after this one because we got the end of the stage 2. I'm still of the opinion I don't think the stages. I don't think you need a caution to end the stages all the time. I think seeing drivers potentially fuel mileage to try and like stretch it to the stage, but having to pay a price potentially for that would actually be cool versus stretching it to the end of the stage and then just being able to keep their track position. But yeah, that'll be something we'll have to keep an eye on. Again, I know they tried it at the O'Reilly race, or not the O'Reilly, at the road courses a year or two ago, and they ended up changing back from it because it was a little bit boring, and because Michael McDowell dominated in a Cup Series race at Indy at the Indy Road Course. But honestly, I don't see how either one of those is necessarily a problem. If Mike McDowell has the best car on the day, he should dominate and win the race. All right, so there we go. Getting ready for the for this one. They're showing some of the history of the Joliet Slammers. I don't know if that was an MLB team or what, but there we go. We got fans out in the camping area cooking. All right, we got ourselves a fun time here. They got MLBs on Tuesday on this channel, apparently. Oh, we got the pace truck. Oh, they're having to fill in a chunk of concrete that's gone missing on pit road. Uh-oh, that's not good. So, yeah, an emergency pit repair, pit road repair here. And for once, it's not a race car having to make a pit road fix here. That's pretty funny. So, a brief delay to the race as we are currently awaiting track repairs. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a good time. You know, we are currently at the end of stage one. William Byron, your stage one winner. Put on a great show there. Took 4 tires at the stage right now. He is an extra set of tires down because of that, compared to guys like Cindric. I'm actually going to mark that. Alright. Austin. And, oh, I should probably put down Cindric. Alright, let me not forget which one. Alright, we should be seeing pit road coming up here shortly, and it looks like everybody's coming down pit road, so Herbst and Cindric are going to be the two we're going to be keeping an eye on to see if they can maybe save an extra set of tires. They have an extra set at the end to put on that the rest of the field doesn't. That'd be an insane way for Riley Herbst to potentially get all 4 2311 cars a win this year. And here we go, coming down pit road. Pit road is open, and everybody's coming. No, not everybody. Yes, everybody, looks like. One guy tried to maybe fake out a line there at the last moment. Looks like a couple of lap down cars might have opted to try and stay out or come down the next time by. But here we go. Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, Bubba Wallace, and William Byron all trying to hit their pit boxes. A 10.2 for Larson, a bit slow. 9.7 for Cindric. Yeah, not going to be enough to beat Larson to the punch. A 9.8 for Bubba. Will that be enough to get out ahead of Larson here? And a 9.4 for William Byron should be easy enough to easily hold the lead here on pit road. And it will be Byron over Bubba Wallace, Larson, Buescher, Cindric, Hamlin, Briscoe, Gibbs, Herbst, and Reddick. Running out your top 10, I believe that is, as they come off pit road. So, and again, everybody's taking 4 tires this time as we're preparing for potentially an 85-lap run to the stage. Obviously, you'll have to pit for fuel at least once on the way there. But if that pit stop does just happen to be under green flag. So it looks like Cole Custer, Cody Ware both came to pit road a lap later, opted to stay out for a lap. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic rest of your day. Alright, again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic time here. Again, we're just chilling out. Alright, let's lock back in here. Again, we're coming back. They're coming back from commercial break. We should be seeing the restart to resume this race here shortly. And yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic rest of your day. So here we go. So far, 3 cautions through the first stage, 14 laps under the caution period in that first stage, and they're going to go ahead and show us the replays of a couple of these crashes. Again, man, there have been some unfortunate incidents here. Any short tracks you going to? As I said, I went to my local, my home dirt track here, Unity Raceway up in Unity, Maine this past week, and I will be back there both Friday and Saturday for Sprint Car Week. I posted a clip or two to Facebook and Twitter. I'm planning on, because I have today and tomorrow off, I'm hoping to spend tomorrow getting some of those clips edited for YouTube and posting 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, again, we got sprint cars next weekend coming up here. Beyond that, I don't know at the moment what my schedule is going to look like beyond next week, but here we go. Pace car is off field in the hands of Byron and Bubba as we get ready to go. Green, 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 green flags out. We are back to racing. Back to racing here. Stage number 2. Racing resumes. The 23 and 24 car at the front of the field. Looks like the 24 is going to get clear of Bubba Wallace and is going to lead them down the back straightaway here. Bubba Wallace, that run off the top, going to try and see what he can do, but does not look like he's going to have enough momentum here to try and hold off the hard-charging Kyle Larson on the inside line. Kyle Larson on the inside of 3 and 4 here. Not going to get hard to see, but it does not look like he got cleared. No, Bubba Wallace was able to clear Larson back. All right, so there we go. Again, we got Denny Hamlin versus Chris Buescher here battling it out inside the top 5. I say, Cindric and Riley Herbst did gain a lot of track position that they wouldn't have otherwise had from the from that caution that they timed out here. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic time. Corey Heim up in the 21st position at the moment, trying to hang on to this one. Ryan Preece only 1 lap down now. Ryan Preece could very well get back in this thing. Both Austin Hill and Connor Zilic officially out of the race. The only 2 cars out of the race at the moment. And again, Riley Herbst dueling it out with Eric Jones a little bit further back, fighting for the 11th position there. Meanwhile, here comes Bubba Wallace looking for the race lead on William Byron. Bubba Wallace is going to clear down the back straightaway, and Bubba Wallace is your race leader here in Chicago, the Windy City, and the Michael Jordan-owned 23 out in front of the field. I'm sure the Bulls fans are happy right now. Meanwhile, your in-season tournament bracket that they are highlighting right now, you've got Byron and Larson battling out 2nd and 3rd. Those 2 are continuing to be in a contest all day long. Similarly, you've got Briscoe and Ty Gibbs, who are currently in 7th and 8th position, dueling it out as well for one of those spots in the Elite 8. Oh, Kyle Larson goes sideways! Kyle Larson around, and it's a caution flag flies. Larson goes sideways, caution flag is out, and Kyle Larson has spun out and now looks like he may be stuck in the grass. The grass a lot more wet than it normally is due to all the rain they had over the last 24 hours, and it looks like that Hendrick Cars machine may be stuck in the mud and just need a little bit of a push from the tow truck. So here we go. Welcome on in. Man, we got a lot of people popping on in here. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time again. They're trying to figure out if they can get Kyle Larson out of the dirt right now. Not sure why they aren't just... they're going to try and tow him out. They have hooked up a cable to the 5 car, and they're going to tow him out. I thought they were going to send a truck in to try and push. But they have opted... the towing experts have decided that towing him out is going to be more effective. And there we go. Kyle Larson's clear of the dirt. Let's go. Kyle Larson is clear of the dirt. They're going to go ahead and dehook him and allow him to attempt to try and get this thing rolling back to the pit road. But they also have the tow truck there if the flat tires are not going to potentially allow him with the rough surface to get back around. We did see this as an issue back at Auto Club back in, I believe it was 2020. might have been, was it? We didn't have an auto club race in 2021 or 2022, did we? I was gonna say we might have had an auto club race back. I don't remember when the last auto club race was. It say, but I do remember one year at Auto Club we had a lot of cars getting beached, and yeah, it looks like Kyle Larson is going to be able to keep going, but it is going to scrape the entire way around due to the flat tire and the low ride height. As I say, the Hendrick team is currently coordinating with their pit crew guys, trying to figure out exactly what parts and pieces they're going to need, getting everything on standby here as the number 5 car comes down to them. All right, there we go. And we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic rest of your day. All right, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic day. Byron's doing good. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Again, it's just kind of it's been a very interesting race thus far. We had Denny Hamlin looked really good on the long runs. Byron and Larson have looked good on the short runs, and Bubba Wallace, since the stage end, has kind of come to life here a little bit. All right, so there we go. Kyle Larson gets back to the pit box. It's 4 fresh tires, and they're going to send him back out here to see how the clearance is, see if they got everything fixed, at least enough to where they can clear the crash damage clock and come back in and fix it properly. But I would assume that they think they're pretty close to good if they're sending them out already. And here we go. Pit road is open, and ain't nobody coming with that short run that we just ran. Yeah, nobody thinks it's overly necessary to put fresh rubber on quite yet. Alright, there we go. And we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. I kind of want to get back to doing some midweek content, by the way. I've been meaning to get back to doing some of that in the middle of the week. I just have not had the free time in the evenings to get some videos recorded. And how do you guys feel about if we did maybe a a midweek, like a Monday or Tuesday evening stream in the kind of early evening, like 4 to 6 type time. And so obviously it would have to be a pre-planned night of the week, but we'll try and figure something out there, and yeah, maybe we'll find something. Maybe like 6 to 8 will be a better time frame to do that, but we'll see what we can get to work. But yeah, let me know what you guys like to see about that. As I also might try and I also want to try and get some content back going on the gaming channel too, potentially some TCG Online or other gameplay stuff. So. There we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. But yeah. All right, here we go. Pace car is off. Field the hands of Bubba Wallace and William Byron as we get ready to go back racing. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Chicagoland Speedway. Again, man, it has been too long since we've seen the Oval of Chicago. This is a great venue. And as the crowd looks awesome here. We got Bubba Wallace trying to clear Byron for the lead. Not going to be able to do that down the back straightaway. It is going to be a side-by-side duel down into turn 3. To the bottom of the racetrack goes the 23. Looking to try and clear. Oh, William Byron gets loose up top, and we're going to see Bubba Wallace clear for the lead. Bubba Wallace clears for the lead as William Byron has a momentary bobble that costs him the lead of costs him a chance to fight for the lead of the win of this race at the moment. He'll have to regroup. Oh, SVG way up against the fence. Not going to be gaining speed all the way up there. Way too high. And just a really bad arc here for SVG. I don't know what it is about it, but he is just not having a good day here. And that arc he is taking into the corner is way too high. So yeah, again, Buescher has managed to keep right on top of William Byron after the momentary bobble there. And again, we got 4 Toyotas still inside. 4 Toyotas in the top 6. Ty Gibbs hanging on as well. A lot of drivers just kind of hanging out, waiting for a moment for them to jump up and gain an advantage here. So again, just a reminder that both Riley Herbst and Austin Cindric currently have one additional set of tires, as they did not come to pit road when everybody else did. For either 2 or 4 tires after following the short run of like I don't even know how many laps it was. What was that? Was that a 12-lap run, something like that? So Cindric versus Bowman. That's interesting. We got a battle between the 16 and the 32 seed dueling it out for the for that spot. And again, it'll be amongst those two on different fuel strategies at the moment. Hamlin versus Jones. That one's not too far apart. 5th and 10th. Buescher versus Bell. That one, Chris Buescher's got the lead on that one at the moment. Yeah, pretty convincingly. Same thing with Byron over Larson, given Larson's recent spin. And McDowell has not been able to challenge Elliott, as Michael McDowell struggling today in 27th following a failed pit road, or not pit road, a failed pre-race inspection line, which sent him to the back of the field and made him do a pass-through penalty. Currently sits in 27th place after the caution flag kind of bailed him out of the penalty. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out though. Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic rest of your day. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Here we go. We got Riley Herbst versus Corey Heim. Those two dueling it out for, is that a battle for position? If so, Corey Heim's doing a lot better than I thought he was for a minute. Yeah, that is a battle for position. 12th and 13th there for those two. So yeah, these two doing, yeah, so those two doing battle for the 12th and 13th spots on track. Meanwhile, here comes Tyler Reddick to the back bumper of Bowman, looking to try and take 7th place away. Meanwhile, Alex Bowman is all over the back bumper of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott potentially going to be starting to hold up his teammate, and at some point, your teammate can't play overly nice when he's got a driver right on his rear bumper as well, potentially costing him a spot to try and be a good teammate to you. Alright, here we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic rest of your day. Oh, man. Say Christopher Bell zooming past SVG as it looks like SVG has lost a lap officially now. Oh wait, no, actually no. That battle is for position. I forgot Christopher Bell was way further back here after the caution flag they just had. Not sure as to why he was so far back, but yep. Larson also officially down 2 laps off the pace. So it'll take him a couple of cautions, but he should be able to get his laps back. And the question is, can he challenge? Yeah, back up to the front of the field. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic day. Again, Bubba Wallace got out to now a 1.5 second lead. He is starting to gap the lead here a bit. Hopefully, Bubba Wallace can pace himself. You don't want him to burn up too much of his stuff too quickly by running away to the point where he suffers on the long run. Alright, again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody is having a fantastic rest of your day, though. Oh, man. Alright, the battle is on, though, for third here. Briscoe taking it from Buescher. Yeah, Briscoe just drove up with authority, took the spot from Buescher, and Buescher kind of just couldn't play defense against Chase Briscoe here. Briscoe putting on a great performance. Yeah, we're starting to get into that long run period. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Denny Hamlin try and take over the way he did on that initial run. Because on that initial run, he lost the lead for about 12 laps and then just powered back the lead and took off running. Then he lost the lead on the sequence of pit stops. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They were at a side-by-side commercial. So they're not showing a great camera angle at the moment. Looks like we got Riley Herbst dueling it out here, but all things considered, this race has been pretty solid. So again, just gotta remember my pick for the race when my points pick is Reddick. My gut pick is that I think it's actually gonna be Chase Elliott, but again, I couldn't choose Elliott, so. But Chase Elliott and Reddick, they're currently running 6th and 7th. And I'm sure nobody's going to make any jokes about that, right? We're all adults here, hopefully, maybe. Who knows? Guess you could realistically be almost any age and be on the internet, but you should be at least relatively sure by the point of getting on social media. But here we go. Showing some highlights for the O'Reilly series here. The O'Reilly series over on CW, putting on some great performances here. Next Saturday, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Not sure if we'll stream the. Actually, no, we're gonna be out at the dirt track, so we won't be streaming O'Reilly. But should be a fun weekend of racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We will be here for the Cup race. And here we go. We got Briscoe starting to put pressure on the back bumper of Byron. Here we go. Getting some pressure putting on here. I say, Rolex 6 hours of Brazil coming up next week at 10 a.m. They're showing next week's Cup race, 6 p.m. A 450 lap race. Wow. And here we go. Briscoe continuing to look to the bottom on Byron. Byron not giving up the spot yet. Not giving it up without a fight. And as I say, Byron doing a great job of holding them off here. All right, so here we go. Again, Briscoe looking up the inside. Byron on the outside. Down into the corner goes Briscoe. Not going to be able to get clear of Byron. Byron with the momentum on the outside. Gotta side draft him. Not really pinching him off overly close, but close enough, I guess, that Byron wasn't able to clear on corner exit. And now down into the inside line. Now Briscoe has a shot to try and clear for clear for second. And while he's doing it, here comes Denny Hamlin, who's looking to make a move for third. So Denny Hamlin trying to make a move on Byron here to drop him from third to fourth after Briscoe just got done doing the same thing, moving him from second to third. So William Byron drops 2 spots there in a matter of a lap or two. And yeah, again, everybody's been making their progress here through this stage. Again, Denny Hamlin, 8th place in stage 1, but he's right back up in the mix here. at the front of the field for stage 2. Again, we're currently 40 some laps in. We have not had a sufficient caution that would alleviate the need for an eventual green flag pit stop, so we'll have to wait and see. At least the green flag stop for gas. And oh, here we go. Bubba Wallace has been caught by his two teammates. Or, sorry, his two corporate teammates, Briscoe and Denny Hamlin. They're going to make it 3 wide. 3 Toyotas, 3 wide for the lead here off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It is 3 wide down into turns 3 and 4 from the outside Briscoe, from the inside it's Hamlin. And Bubba Wallace gets absolutely tag teamed here. Yeah, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going? And happy late 4th of July to family and friends. Yep, last night I was spending some time with the family, so we didn't end up streaming. Which ended up being a good choice, because that race went on about 4 hours late. So very glad we avoided that issue. But yeah, we were just chilling out here. Briscoe and Hamlin just took the lead from Bubba Wallace. Briscoe now out in front of the field. Hamlin in second. Bubba Wallace to third. Byron Elliott in 4th and 5th. Reddick up to 6th here. And oh, here comes Cindric on the pit road. All right, so Austin Cindric, the first driver to jump on the pit road here under the green flag condition. We did note earlier that Austin Cindric was one of 2 drivers in stage 1 that managed to save an extra set of tires. So, is this where he's going to try and use that set of tires, try and get some track position? Here comes Chase Elliott. Oh, here we go. Elliott, Reddick, and Buscher. A couple of contenders coming on the pit road. That's going to drag the rest of them, I'm sure. Will be coming on the pit road soon enough. I was not sure what the strategy was going to be. Looks like they've made up their minds that about 30, 40 laps into a run, they're going to pit. And right about the halfway point of the stage as well. So Elliott at 9.4, Reddick at 10.0, Buscher gets out with a fast pit stop, but has to come back and get it retightened there. Austin Dillon, Mike McDowell, Byron, Gibbs, Bowman, Nemechek, and Herbst. More drivers coming into the pits by the minute. Suarez, Allmendinger coming in. Brad Keselowski coming in. All right, so yeah, we got ourselves a really good run going here. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic rest of your day. Here comes Briscoe and Moore coming into the pits. So Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, and Moore. Gregson on pit road. Jones is on pit road. But there we go. Bubba Wallace gets his pit stop done very quick there. A 9.1 for him. An 8.7 for Briscoe. Wow. All right, so here we go. Here comes Corey Hyman to the pits. SVG also just had a relatively quick pit stop. Let's see what the turnaround time for Corey Hyman is going to be. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9, 10, 11, and he gets out 11.4 for Alright, here we go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic rest of your day. Alright. Oh. Uh-oh. We got Denny Hamlin back on pit road here. Didn't we just have Denny Hamlin on pit road? I could have sworn Denny Hamlin was just on pit road. Here comes Ty Dillon, Reddick as well coming down pit road. We got a number of drivers coming back down pit road here for their, and they're doing tires again. What? Oh, looks like Reddick's worried that something might have punched a hole in the radiator on Reddick's car. Oh no. Alright, they're doing a tear off here on Reddick's car. And yeah, it looks like Tyler Reddick's car is going to retire to the garage here. Not sure what was spraying, but. And yeah, we got a yellow flag out, probably for that fluid somewhere on the racetrack. And yeah, it looks like some kind of fluid coming out from inside of the 45's radiator. So yeah, definitely a unsafe pit road right now. So again, Denny Hamlin, it looked like had to come to pit road a second time. Other guys like Blaney and other people like Blaney managed to hang on and actually jump some spots in the track position. Alright, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Okay, well, we're putting Tyler Reddick in the garage. But yeah, my Tyler Reddick pick is definitely not looking too great. Almost wish I'd used that pick on anybody else, but. So yeah, there we go. Lap 83 at Michigan, Reddick was involved in a crash. They were showing some of the other misfortunes that have befallen him at some of the other ovals this year, but yeah, Tyler Reddick just having a really rough go of it recently, no matter what stat you're looking at. He is even in spite of the fact that he's got 5 wins this year, he still has quite a bit of downsides to it, and here we go. Alright, again, we're just chilling out here. They're showing some replays as to what happened to the 17. As they tried to take off and he needed to come back so he could tighten the wheel a little bit. Here we go again. They're putting down some speedy dry entering the pit road. We're going to be here for a minute, though. Because, yeah, that 45 is done for the day. That is unfortunate. Alright, there we go. Who win the regular season title? Hamlin. 54%. That's jumping up even higher, I'm sure. Alright, well, I'm gonna run and use the bathroom. We'll be right back, guys. And yeah, we'll be back before the restart. So I will run a quick ad and we'll be back as soon as possible. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. It was gone a little bit longer than I intended to. We did miss the green flag pit stops, or sorry, the yellow flag pit stops. We are back and we're doubled up ready to go back racing here. So, again, I do apologize for being late getting back. Alright, but we are back. We're ready to go back racing here. 23 to go on the stage. Cleanup also took a little bit longer than it looked. Yeah, because of the fact that something went through the radiator. Not sure as to what caused it. Looks like maybe a rock or something. But yeah, Tyler Reddick, yeah, that hole in the radiator is not gonna help them with getting back to that points lead. Tyler Reddick needed a good day, and well, this is not a good day for Reddick. Pace car dives to pit road, leaving the field in the hands of Briscoe and Byron as we get ready to go green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are back to racing here at Chicagoland Speedway. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Man. Oh, whoa! Big slide there at the very start. So we went back to racing here. And oh man, a lot of people getting very loose all over the place. Someone up in the fence, a white car up in the fence about 2/3 of the way through the field. Not sure who that was. Looked like also Austin Cindric kind of sliding back through the field after he took 4 tires under, or I think he was one of the guys that took 4 tires under this caution flag. But again, we got ourselves a pretty good race going here. Again, got the race back going. It was a little bit of a longer yellow there to clean up fluid. Alright, yeah, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Here we go. Here comes Bell, who has 4 fresh tires. He was definitely one of the ones who pit under this last caution period, making their way up through the field, making a charge. Alright, so there we go. Let's see. How many lead lap cars do we have after that one? Because again, caution flag in the middle of green flag pit stops can sometimes leave weird amounts, but it looks like everybody was able to take a way around and that had already pit for the stage, and we've only got 1 car lap down, and that's Kyle Larson, exactly 1 lap down. Tyler Reddick currently marked as off, not out, so he is not officially retired from the race, but we'll have to wait and see if he's able to get back out at any point. Trying to earn back any amount of points that he may have lost, but here we go. Alright, yeah, we got ourselves 19 laps to go on this stage. Again, out in front of the field, it is William Byron who has jumped out to the lead. Briscoe to second, Elliott to third here. Oh, it's a Bubba Wallace got loose there and lost a few spots. But yeah, again, 18 to go. We're working our way through this one pretty efficiently up to this point. Todd Gillen running up inside the top 10. Gotta love seeing that. Nemechek running well. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, apparently Eric Jones had a having a steering issue, they're saying. Oh, man. Sorry about that to any headphone users. That probably just hurt some ears, but here we go. We got Todd Gilliland trying to make a pass around the outside of Bubba Wallace here. And again, right now, the battle for the points position. AJ Allmendinger and Eric Jones are right around the tied position here as they currently run. Ryan Preece has managed to get himself back up into this fight, which means he is no longer right on the bubble. He is like 21 points above the bubble, so he at least has some breathing room. It has not been the best day for him, but he is going to avoid it being the worst, hopefully. But yeah, there we go. We are just chilling here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Good time. Here comes the 54 of Ty Gibbs up the inside here on Denny Hamlin, trying to battle it out for the fourth position. Ty Gibbs not going to be able to get there in that corner. Let's see. Into turns 3 and 4. Looks like he's going to try and run the high line while Elliott preemptively tries to block the low line. Not able to really roll that top quite as well as I think Ty Gibbs was open to. But again, right now, Ty Gibbs needs to get to second if he wants to try and win his in-season challenge battle. As his opponent for that is the 19 of Chase Briscoe. Although with how competitive Gibbs and the Toyotas are looking, I wouldn't put it past the 54 looking for a race win. And honestly, with how fast they are, I wouldn't be shocked if it takes winning the race outright to win the battle between him and Briscoe. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Let's go ahead and skip around to ads here for you guys. You guys have seen enough ads probably. We'll just go ahead and skip around here, and we've got ourselves 11 laps to go in stage number 2. Ryan Blaney making a good run up inside the top 10. Bowman up into the top 10. Love seeing that. Alright, so again, right now, out in front of this field, we've got ourselves a really good battle going. Again, Byron and Briscoe have kind of gotten separated out, but here comes Blaney and Elliott dueling it out for 5th. Blaney continuing to try and challenge Elliott. Elliott kind of looking still at whether or not he wants to play defense for Blaney or offense to try and get around Ty Gibbs, because Gibbs is still close enough for Elliott to think, oh yeah, I can go get that. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Oh, alright. Improvement? Nope. Okay, couldn't see the stat they were showing because they only showed it for a little bit there, but it looks like Byron is getting run down by Briscoe here. That gap is shrinking ever so slowly and surely here. And here comes Ross Chastain looking up the inside. Chastain wants to be a part of that playoff conversation or the chase conversation, and as of right now, he's way on the outside to the point where we didn't even initially look at him as a chase contender. When we were looking at our points sheet earlier in the day, I kind of ended the championship or chase conversation for the most part after the first one, but yeah, there we go. Oh, man. All right, 9 to go in the stage. 6 to go in the stage. I misread that. 6 laps to go in this stage. We're working our way through this one really quickly here. Again, Byron losing a little bit ground to Chase Briscoe. Here we go. 5 laps to go. They're working their way through this one. Hocevar making some aggressive moves here on Joey Logano back in the 20s on positioning. So I'm not sure that's the age group I don't want to be making upset here, but we'll see. Oh, man. All right, 4 laps to go here. Elliott versus Blaney duking it out here for 5th. Meanwhile, you got Logano and Chastain dueling out over a... Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Sorry, 3, now 2 laps. It should be 2 laps to go, or is it still 3? 3 to go. 3 to go, it looks like. And it looks like Ryan Blaney is going to be clear of Chase Elliott. And Chase Elliott now has the 20 of Christopher Bell breathing down his neck. All right, here we go. 3 to go now. 2 to go here. And again, Briscoe has been running down Byron, and here comes Denny Hamlin to the back bumper of Briscoe. As they putting a lot of pressure on these two to try and make something that big happen here in Chicago. Oh, but yeah, here we go. Let's see what we got going on. Say Byron doing his best job here. Only 1 lap to go. Doing his best, trying to block here. Here comes Chase Briscoe down the back straightaway. Looks he kind of tries to make it look like he's figuring moving on low. All right, here we go. Byron wins stage number. Byron's gonna come across the line. Wins stage number 2, holding off Briscoe. Hamlin. Gibbs is gonna get 4th. 5th for Blaney. 6th Bell. 7th Elliott. 8th Bowman. 9th Cindric, and John Nemechek scraping by that 10th and final point there in stage number 2. And there we go. We've got ourselves a battle going on. There we go. Again, we got 15 people still hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's decided to stick with me here. Again, I know I'm very tired here, but we are. So we got a very early night. So we had a very late night last night, and then a very early morning this morning, and a lot of driving. But we are here. We're ready for this one. Should be a good run down the stretch. Only 102 to go. So yeah, we're at commercial break. You guys are not missing a thing. We're also under caution flag, so you guys are really not missing anything. All right. Let's see how the World Cup game is going because they're say England Mexico should have started like an hour ago. Let's see. Let's see. Mexico, England. Oh no, it starts in 20 minutes. Okay. Hey, we'll keep you guys updated on World Cup action or lack thereof potentially. We'll see. Yeah, if the teams are ready for this one. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Currently, again, under the caution flag here. William Byron has swept both stages. It's had 7 cautions for 20 laps here. Okay, no, we've had 20 lead changes. 7 cautions, 20 lead changes. We've had 40 caution laps. A lot of those are due to the fact that we just had a radiator break on track about 40 laps ago, or about 35 laps ago or so ago. And yeah, so Tyler Reddick out of the race along with a couple of other cars. And here we go. Kyle Larson opts to stay on track along with Reddick. Larson's free pass. That's why. Reddick is back out on track though, so he is he is not still off there. But yeah, there we go. Alright, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, pit stops are occurring. Should be back from the pit stops here shortly. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh, did Ryan Priest stay out to try and take the lead? Oh, no, Ryan Priest going down. Alright, so we got Byron, Briscoe, Hamlin, the front three. Alright, we're back from commercial break here. We got Byron. It doesn't look like a whole lot of change at the front of the field here through the pit stops. Maybe a spot or two difference. Riley Herbst up to the top, nearing the top of the board here. As they showing off this three wide moment. Oh, or not from the Toyotas when they took them all three wide there down the back straight away. All right, here we go. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of William Byron. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. Byron, Briscoe, Gibbs. Everybody's fanning out 3, 4 wide further back as we get ready to go. Full throttle racing here, all the way down through the entire field here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Down the back straightaway, 3, 4 wide. Somebody further back just dove all the way onto the apron. Just about got back up on the racing surface before they entered the corner where the banking really would have screwed them up there. So good on them for catching that one. And yeah, right now we got ourselves 94 to go. You do not want to make a mistake there. All right, so here we go. Byron out in front of the field. Briscoe, Gibbs, Bell, Hamlin. All 4 Gibbs cars are in the top 5. Like the in-house Joe Gibbs racing cars. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is insane. Meanwhile, William Byron is out at the front of the field just kind of crushing this at the moment. Ooh. 92 to go. Working their way through this one. Hamlin and Bell starting to duke it out here for the 4th position. Hamlin doesn't want to be the worst of the Gibbs cars, and neither does Bell right now as they're dueling it out side by side. Looks like the sun is starting to set here as we are coming up on 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, there we go. Oh, something came off of one of those cars. Hopefully that was not important, whatever it was. And hopefully nobody runs it over. Because whatever it was looked metallic, which would not be good if you're running over metal with these tires. All right, so here we go. We got Ryan Blaney in sixth, just leaving behind that Joe Gibbs Racing Brigade. We got Blaney in sixth, Bubba Wallace in seventh, Bowman and Elliott up into the top 10 as well. Riley Herbst in running out your top 10. And so they're working this one out here, making some good runs here. 89 to go here. So Reddick is 28 laps behind the race. The only thing he probably can gain at this point would be passing a couple of cars who DNF out of the race. But beyond that, at the moment, it looks like Reddick is just done. And again, he was out of it out of the in-season tournament last week after another mechanical failure out at Sonoma. So, man, Reddick is just not having a good summer here. Like, he crushed it to start the year. 5 wins in the first 10 races. And then all of a sudden just comes to a screeching halt as soon as the sun comes out in May and June. Here we go. All right. So the regular season point standings. Hamlin now has a 43-point lead over him. And right now, Preece and Jones. Jones currently showing a 4-point lead over Preece as they currently run. Preece currently all the way back at the back end of the field. Bell versus Blaney. Blaney's starting to close in on the back bumper of Bell. Could we see Blaney start to try and challenge for that 5th position here? Trying to break up the beginning of that Joe Gibbs Brigade. That'll be interesting to keep an eye on here as we go further and further into this one. But at the moment, I don't know. It looks like Bell might be strong enough to hold him off here. Let's see. Okay, Blaney's got SVG. He's got essentially the free win here. Byron looks like he's gonna get bailed out because of the fact that he got to verse Larson. But then again, the fact that he's out in front of the entire field, he would have won no matter who he played, who he would have versed here. At least at the current moment, we'll have to keep an eye and see if that stays true. But there we go again. Blaney though has done well at these intermediates here. Texas, Charlotte, being the 2 highlights. Had a little bit of a rough Kansas race, though, earlier this year, so curious as to what might have caused the outlier there. I don't remember for sure what ended up happening to Blaney in that ride. So yeah, here we go. 84 to go. We're rocking through these laps here pretty quick. Alright, here we go. We got 9 people still hanging out and chat as we get later and later into this one. Man. It's like Corey Heim doing a great job to learn. Started 28th. Throughout stage 1, moved up to 21st. Throughout stage 2, moved up into the top 15. And then now he's up into 12th place coming through the early portion of the first stage, or of the final stage here. So there's no worries here. You'll probably run about 50 laps here, pit right in the middle of of the pit window. That way you can pit early enough and have right about the same amount of laps to the checkers as you do when you come to pit road. Alright, so Corey Heim, doing an amazing job here. Again, the in the experimental 67 car, being able to be as quick as he has been. I mean, Corey Heim is by no means an outsider to this Cup Series. In fact, he belongs this one. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here, though. Hamlin gets by Gibbs here, moving himself up into the third position. Now Hamlin is going to try and lead his Gibbs teammates the 3.5 seconds up the road to Briscoe and Byron, who have absolutely taken off from the rest of them. But yeah, once again though, the number 24 car out in front of the field did sweep the stages. So William Byron might be one to keep an eye on for the points following this race. Because following the points after this one, we're gonna have to wait and see how this one ends up going. But here we go. We got Christopher Bell getting to the back bumper of Hamlin here. He got by Gibbs. He's making a move here on Hamlin. Can Christopher Bell clear Hamlin? And can the two of them work together to try and run down the front of the pack instead of battling each other and causing the front two to get further away? Because the more you battle with each other, the more you're going to slow each other down. And here we go. Wait, is that 35? Okay, that's 35. I was going to say, did Elliott just pass Ty Gibbs? No, Elliott just passed Riley Herbst for 9th. Alright, so we're just chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh wow! There's a Childress is calling for a investigation into the Austin Hill SVG crash. Citing the crash at Coronado as a potential retaliation here from the from SVG. Alright, here we go. Again, they're going over some of their points from the beginning of the race, the changing track conditions. As we get later and later into the night, that'll definitely be something to keep an eye on. And the Toyotas versus the field, so far, Byron is able to hold off 4 Gibbs Toyotas, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And so far he's got a lot of them 3.5+ seconds behind here, which is incredible. So again, so far everything's going pretty well according to plan. And man, that track looks pink from how from that setting sun, and it is so pretty. So there we go. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So here we go. 70 laps to go. Byron's still out in front of the field by 7/10 of a second. And Bell is still 3.5 seconds back or more. While Denny Hamlin is chasing him down. But again, the question is, are they chasing each other down for themselves? Or are they going to try and work together to catch these clowns? Because yeah, at the moment you really need to focus on something. Either you plan an early pit stop, or you're gonna need a caution to really help save you here. Because again, with how far back you are. All right, here we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. I'm gonna say as Hamlin drives up, passes Christopher Bell, but again, I don't know how productive this is gonna be if Bell is just gonna try and pass you back. Again, this game of back and forth between the two of you is not gonna help you guys catch the leaders. It's a singular point for the two of you. Alright, here we go. Bubba Wallace currently in the 7th position. Bubba Wallace has been doing pretty solid. He just has not been, he just hasn't had the track position this stage to try and make something happen, but. Alright, here we go. Bubba Wallace is talking with his crew here. Just got to get to the window, yep. I mean, you probably want to get to about lap 42 or so to get your first pit stop underway. Here we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. But yeah, it is a long race here. Here we go. Here comes Corey Haim looking the inside on Austin Cindric, looking to try and take the lead. Or sorry, not trying to take the lead. Man, trying to take 11th place away. Not everybody's leading. Just because they're leading the only cars on screen does not mean it's the lead. Alright, again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, Briscoe hanging on here, trying to get around Larson, it looks like. I'd say it looks like Larson slowed him up enough to get him off of Byron's trail. Oh man, I am just so tired. We're getting later and later into this one. We got 61 to go. 61 to go here. Working our way through this one. Making some good progress. I think we're right about that window where I would start to consider coming to pit road. Here comes Bell trying to challenge Hamlin once again. Man, we cannot keep battling back and forth. You guys are going to end up knocking each other out of this one rather than doing anything to each other. Oh, man. Here we go. Man. All right. Well, we're working our way through this one. We're coming up to about 50% of the way through this second stage, and it's been green flag all the way. Byron's run a very clean stage, just quiet and consistent. And while that might leave us with a lot less to talk about, he is certainly impressing the entire way around here. There we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic time here. So, once again, we're just working our way through this one. It'll be we've got a good race going here, though. Again, I'm not complaining about this. This has been amazing. A little low on storylines down the stretch here, just because we've had, again, a long, quiet green flag run. Let's take a look at some of the IndyCar results from today, because have not seen the full finishing results. Here we go. So we're going to go through our cup field that we've kind of already been talking about. We got Pato Award, Christian Lundgaard splitting the laps led 45 and 41. Wow. 2 laps led by Will Power, 2 by Newgarden, and that's it. Only 4 laps not led by McLaren today. That is insane. Kyle Kirkwood with a solid 3rd place finish moves him back up into the runner-up position on the championship points. Meanwhile, Alex Palou with a 5th place finish on a bad day, quote unquote. And Scott Dixon, only 1 car off the lead lap. Wow, that's actually really impressive. Dixon finished in the 17th position with everything going on this week. All right, well, here we go. They've gone through the field. Byron has now extended his lead to a full second over Briscoe. Meanwhile, Bell is actually closing the gap. As I say, Bell is closing the gap to the rest, while Briscoe is actually losing the lead here. So that gap first to second is growing, but the gap 3rd to 1st is shrinking a little bit. Alright, so there we go. Best average finish on 1.5 milers in the next gen era. That's actually pretty impressive for William Byron to lead that statistic. And here we go. Here comes Briscoe hitting pit road. Gonna see if getting on pit road before Byron allows him to flip the script a little bit here. Ross Chastain was on pit road a lap ago, and now we're just waiting to see what what the rest of the field's gonna do now that Briscoe's coming to pit road. Here comes Byron. Byron knew he could not wait. Yeah, he couldn't let Briscoe get to pit road before him, and if he did, you couldn't let him get too many laps there, out of the way before that. Gibbs comes to pit road. Here comes Blaney, Cindric. As I assume you're probably gonna see quite a few more jumping on the pit road this time by. Once the race leader jumps on the pit road, it's like, okay, clearly this is the strategy the race leader has, so let's try and just jump on it for the teams that are looking for a consistent day. If you're looking for something splashy, yeah, you don't follow the leader, because if you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader all day, and you're going to finish wherever you are. But if you can do something off sequence with the leader, get to pit road a lap earlier. Yeah. Try something else, and it's like, okay, suddenly there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Allmendinger, Jones, standing out some of the other drivers who have come to pit road. Here comes Bell. Christopher Bell jumped onto pit road here. So Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Heim still out on pit road here. Bowman and Elliott both coming to pit road here. Alright, so here we go. Here comes Denny Hamlin down on pit road. Gonna try and get this one fixed up here. Ooh. Yeah, man. This. My eyes are definitely starting to get a little tired here. We're working our way through this one, though. Again, Corey Heim stays out. Looks like Bubba Wallace jumped on the pit road. SVG, Buscher, Herbst, all on pit road here. All right, here we go. Bubba Wallace is on pit road now, getting his 4 tires and fuel done as quick as humanly possible. Alright, so here we go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Corey Heim in the pits. Nice, quick 4-tire stop. Looks good for Corey Heim. Great day going here. Ryan Preece has so far stayed out to try and take this one. Briscoe with the 1 lap fresher tires is leapfrog Byron in the pits here. Got to the pits 1 lap earlier, and now Briscoe out ahead of both Byron and Preece, as Briscoe has jumped up to the race lead. There we go. So it's Briscoe, Byron out in front of the field here. Here we go again. 45 laps to go. Everybody's made their pit stop somewhere in the window that they can already make it to the end. So there's not really, there's not a whole lot going on here. As I say, everybody's just chilling out. Everybody's kind of cycled the pit stops here. All 4 Gibbs cars still up in the top 6 here. But Blaney's been able to interfere with the Gibbs way of driving here. No caution flag, though, that was used to help them take the lead. That's pretty impressive. Briscoe just naturally being able to go ahead and get this one. Jumps up ahead. Alright, so there we go. We got some movement here on the 1 and the 2 dueling it out for 11th and 12th here. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Come on. Alright, we got ourselves a really good race going here, though. Again, Byron only about a second off the back bumper of Briscoe here. So one good checkup by Briscoe, and this race ain't over yet. 42 laps to go. Also, plenty of laps for something silly to happen. Yeah, here we go again. We're just chilling. Again, 41 to go. It's hard because, again, right now, a lot of these guys are just going to try and click off laps until they get later into the run or until things start to get desperate. Because, again, you've made your final pit stop at this point. You do need to stay close, but you don't need to go for the pass right away. Oh, man. We are definitely... Okay, they're showing a big thing of Chase Briscoe here. All right, let's see. 16 minutes into the not hockey game, the football match. Let's see. It is still 0-0, so no scoring yet has happened between Mexico and England on either side. I go to a side-by-side commercial break here. Just gonna take my glasses off in 2 seconds so that we can just kind of reset here. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got ourselves a really good race going here. Bowman up into the top few. He's actually battling side by side with Ty Gibbs. Clears Ty Gibbs for the lead. Not for the lead, but for the 6th position there. Man, again, this race, it's been a race, that's for sure. We're under 40 to go. Working our way through this one with a really good pace, honestly. Again, we're working through it. It's been a little over 3 hours here for a 400-mile race. That's pretty typical. There we go. Say Friday and Saturday, the trucks are at Lime Rock Park, while the O'Reilly and Cup Series are both going to be racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So Lime Rock Park is actually up here in this one. Do I have to work tomorrow? No, I do not have to work tomorrow. I do luckily have the day off. I'm going to try and get some work on the clips that I recorded up at Unity Raceway on the dirt track tomorrow. That's going to be my goal for tomorrow, content-wise, is get those close enough to be ready. You'll probably see them Tuesday or Wednesday. But Yeah, no, luckily I do not have to work tomorrow. We are here. We're here to the checkered flag regardless. 34 laps to go. Briscoe starting to stretch a gap on Byron. He's gotten it out to a full second lead. There we go. Man. Yeah, full second gap out on Byron. Bell is 6 seconds back. You got Hamlin, who's nearly 10 seconds off the back bumper here. Bowman, Blaney, then Gibbs, Bubba Wallace. Man, and I say this gap. The field is super strung out right now. A caution flag would actually make this very entertaining to see what these drivers would do and to see how they would manage it. Because again, it'd be so close to the end of this one that it would be a. And so you'd have a real battle. And we got Jones versus Priest battling it out for the final spot above that cut line. All right, here we go again. We're just chilling out here. Denny's running out of laps. Yeah, Denny. Denny again early in the race. It looked like Denny had a good long run car. So the longer it went, the faster he'd be. But yeah, now it definitely looks like he's kind of running out of time to try and make something happen. So he could really use a caution flag to try and bunch it back up together. But yeah, again, Allmendinger, Logano both only 16 and 18 points out of the cut line, each. Mike McDowell way further out as he's had a very silent day. Where's McDowell at anyway on the leaderboard? Oh, there he is, 33rd. Oof, that is rough. Yeah, so barring a crash, McDowell's not making it out of this round of the playoffs, or out of the in-season tournament. That's unfortunate. 29 to go here. Still plenty of time for a crash to occur, but that would be a very, it's a very low odds scenario here. 29 to go. All right, so there we go. Oh, man. All right, 27 to go here. Briscoe still out ahead by only about a second, but again, those gaps to everybody else, Bell, Hamlin, Bowman, are only growing here, and this is going to be a long, drawn out one here. But yeah, it has been a long night here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Again, it's a good pace to the race. It's just, again, it's been a long day for me personally. go again. We're working our way down this one. 25 to go. There's like 25 to go. We should be seeing this one. Again, these laps are clicking off in a hurry, but Byron's starting to close the gap on Briscoe. He actually just reeled him in by a tenth or two. Oh, yeah, Byron's starting to reel in Briscoe here just a little bit. He may have just found something here. As, Byron moving to the top of the track while Briscoe still running about a lane or two lower. And yeah, right now, Briscoe, while not running the dead bottom around the track, Byron's moved up about a lane, and he has found something because he actually was able to run down Briscoe that last lap. And William Byron does have the best lap of the day, I believe. No, it is Bubba Wallace actually has a better lap than him. But again, Byron doing what he can to try and run down Briscoe. He's got 22 laps to do so for the race win. Austin Hill, by the way, is absolutely ticked at SVG. I just saw the clip from him coming out of the media center. He is fired up. It is going to be a discussion this week about whether or not SVG is going to get a penalty for intentionally wrecking or retaliating. All right, there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. As I laps on current tires again. They're showing as we're at about 30 to 34 lap. We're at about 30, 35 laps on tires here. And again, a lot of racing still to go here. What? Oh, I thought for a second that was a battle for position, but no, that is Stenhouse a lap down over the 20 of Bell. I thought that was Stenhouse trying to make a pass inside the top 5, and I was like, well, how did Stenhouse get there, and how did I not see him coming? But yeah, there we go. All right, so Briscoe has been able to mitigate whatever advantage that was that Byron found a lap or two ago, to the point where now they're running very similar lap times. They're all just kind of pacing their day. All right, here we go. 15 to go. 15 to go. We're working our way through this one here. It has been a long day here. Yeah, they're showing what Briscoe chose not to do or what he was unable to do with it to SVG last week, and he didn't send it up the inside into the back bumper of SVG. And now Briscoe on pace to potentially pick up that first win of the season that he didn't get last week. So there we go. Yeah, Bubba is having a pretty good race. He's up inside the top 10 right now. He's been hanging in and around the top 10 all day. He actually led for a little bit, led 35 laps on the day. And yeah, now we've got Briscoe just kind of managing the gap here to Byron following the round of green flag pit stops. That's when Briscoe took control of this one. Man. Yeah, this race has been a pretty solid one, all things considered here. Byron's now got Bell all over his back bumper here trying to take the second position away. 11 laps to go, and Byron, if he loses second place here, that's going to be really tough because how do you gain time on Briscoe while you're having to defend the 20 car? So I think Byron's shot at the win might be down unless we get a caution flag, and then it comes down to okay, who has tires? Although, given how green or how caution free this race has been, I think everybody's got sets of tires to spare. Honestly, I mean, you put on even if you put on a set of tires at every caution flag, I think you'd still own. I think you'd still have a lap or two. I think you'd have what 1 or 2 sets of tires left, and again, not everybody pit at every yellow flag. 9 to go here. 9 to go. This has been a really good race, though, all things considered. Bowman up inside the top 5. There we go. There's a storyline. I would love to see Bowman rack up maybe a win or two down the stretch here. Try and make a real scare at the playoffs. Problem is, without a win or two, he's not going to make a scare at the playoffs. And oh, Briscoe enters a host of lap traffic here. Oh boy, this is about to be really tough for Briscoe. A host of lap traffic here. The Bowman, he gets around that one. It's about 230, 240 feet difference here. But again, these lap cars may or may not play overly nice here. 7 laps to go. Ooh, Hamlin may have just scraped the fence there. Yeah, Hamlin way up against the wall. But here we go. As Bell has closed that gap to within half a second here as the 19 is continuing to try and weave his way in and around these lap cars. And the problem is once the car goes a lap down, they don't care too much about the second place guy. All they care about is getting back to the guy need to battle with for position. All right, so here we go. 6 to go. Again, 6 laps to go here. Bell is making his way through this field of lap cars as efficiently as he can do. It's only half a second between himself and Briscoe here. Could Bell be the one to steal this one away from Briscoe? All right, 5 to go. 5 to go. We're making, and say this race has actually been a really good one up to this point. And the fact that the final stage might go completely caution free, that is insane. 4 to go. 4 to go here. And it is coming down to the wire here. Bell versus Briscoe. And a 102 lap green flag run, or 100 lap green flag run. One of the most insane things we've seen. And man, it might all come down to this. Briscoe, Bell. 2 Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, door to door, wheel to wheel. Who's going to get it done here? With Ross Chastain as the last car on the lead lap, trying to hold them both off. 3 to go. 3 to go. 3 more shots here for Christopher Bell to try and make this one happen here. He's following Briscoe for right now. Briscoe looking to the outside. Looks like that is his choice as well. All right, so here we go again. Bumper to bumper here. Briscoe versus Bell. There's 2 laps to go here. Question is, what is Bell willing to do to win a race here? And what is Briscoe willing to do to get his first win of his season? Because again, Briscoe's been low on the totem pole this year, but Bell has been having a really rough go of it as well. I think both these drivers, you give them one to go here, we're about to see some craziness here to the checkered flag. And here we go. It is going to be the white flag. 1 lap to go. One more time around at Chicagoland Speedway. Round the outside of AJ Allmendinger. That should be the last lap car they have to deal with here. It is Bell. It is Briscoe. No one else in the picture. It's these two in a duel, and Bell backs way off down the back straightaway. He's going to try and run the outer lane, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Here comes Bell off the final corner. Not going to get there. Chase Briscoe, your winner at Chicago. Christopher Bell second. Third will be Hamlin. Fourth, Byron, who earns a lot of points for those 2 stage wins. Alex Bellman fifth. Sixth will be Bubba Wallace. Seventh, Ryan Blaney. Eighth, Gibbs. Ninth will be Corey Heim. And rounding out your top 10 today will be Riley Herbst. First career win on a mile-and-a-half track for Chase Briscoe. Congratulations, Chase Briscoe. And so that was awesome. As per usual, we'll go through the full finishing order. But if you guys did just come for the race finish, that is the finish. Clean and green, the 102 lap final stage. Yeah, the only caution during it was the caution to end the stage before it. So there we go. Man, we cruised through that one. Only about 3 hours there. All right, so here we go. We got Chase Briscoe first place. All right, let's see this burnout here. Briscoe's going to do a massive one here, I'm sure, for July 4th weekend. Love seeing the patriotic paint schemes out here. We got Bell second, Denny Hamlin third, as we went through this a moment ago. Byron, Bowman. So a couple of Hendrick guys up inside the top 5 there. Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Ty Gibbs, Corey Heim, and Riley Herbst getting up in the top 10. There we go. Chase Elliott, 11th. 12th will be Joey Logano. Not bad. Good chance for him to try and claw back some points towards that playoff cut line. Then you got Cindric coming home in the 13th position after that choice to stay out and not take tires on that early double caution early in stage 1. Ends up getting him up into the 13th place at the end of the night. Good job, Cindric. He managed to hold it. Suarez up to finishes 14th. Eric Jones will come home in the 15th position here. And there's the major burnout here. He's been waiting all year to do this one here for Chase Briscoe. Oh, is he going to try and burn out the 250? Oh, I thought he was going to try. I thought he was going to try and do some tire artwork here for the 250. That would be really hilarious. But again, Eric Jones 15th. Todd Gilliland will come home 16th. 17th, AJ Allmendinger. AJ Allmendinger, the first car 1 lap down. Ross Chastain 18th, 19th for Chris Buescher, and rounding out your top 20 will be Ty Dillon. Brad Keselowski 21st, 22nd will be Carson Hocevar, 23rd John Hunter Nemechek, 24th is where we find Austin Dillon. SVG will come home in the 25th position. 26th we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 27th is where we find Noah Gragson. Zane Smith comes home 28th. 29th for my boy Michael McDowell. He just never had any real speed tonight. And Cody Ware will round out your top 30. Cole Custer comes home 31st. Ryan Preece 32nd. 33rd for Josh Berry. 34th is where we find Kyle Larson. 35th for JJ Yaley. And then we got Tyler Reddick coming home 30 laps short of the checkered flag in 36th. 37th for Austin Hill, who got wrecked out of the race by SVG. And then Connor Village, who got caught up on the very first lap, ending his night. Thank you guys for everybody that decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Sunday evening here with us. I apologize if I was a little bit out of it. Again, it was a very long day for me, but we are here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. But until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next video. Live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye!